Hey, what's going on? It's Sal Post. How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining me on this stream this morning. Before I start, please don't forget to smash a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. It's very important to the channel that you subscribe. It's very important that you smash a like. It's very important for the algorithms. It's very important for all that in between. Now, I've been working on a couple of things. I've been working on my intro for my videos. I need to have a little intro to my video. So I thought it would be important to get some clips together and put it together, things I've done basically in the industries and what I've been in over the past few years, and put it together as one video, an intro, so to speak. So I'm looking to put a nice intro into my video. It's going to be building up as we go along throughout the season. There's going to be a lot of new things added to my channel, which is I'm very excited about, and some great collaborations, some great guests as well. But please don't forget to subscribe, and please don't forget to smash a like. It's very important to the videos going forward, and if the videos get popular, you know, that's the most important thing about the subscriptions and the likes. But I appreciate you all for joining me this morning. You absolute legends for joining me on this Sunday morning. Thank you so much for joining me. It is a Sunday, so it's been a crazy weekend. It's been football. Premier League football at last is back. Of course, we won the first game of the season, which is the most important thing. Of course, there's lots of controversies already happening, man. Controversies. Good morning, Lingham. How you doing, my friend? Glory, Man United. From all the Man United fans around the world, that is who we are. That is our DNA. The fans around the world are what is the most important thing. We are nothing without the fans around the world. Big up, Felix. How you doing? How are you feeling today? Feeling great. Won the first game of the season. A little bit disappointed that we have to wait a full week until the other game against Brighton. I would have preferred us to play in midweek. Of course, we used to play in midweek in the Premier League games. Do you remember back in the old days? In the old days when we used to play in midweek, those were the good days, weren't they? And we used to play on the Saturday or the Sunday, then we'll play on the Tuesday or the Wednesday. I remember that because it gathers momentum, you know, but we got Brighton next Saturday early in the afternoon. So I'm looking forward to that game. But nothing else before that, nothing important, because if it doesn't involve Manchester United, it's not important in my opinion. But in regards to Manchester United chat, Sunday's always been a notoriously rumoured day. When I was younger, I used to get the papers, and on the Sunday there used to be the news of the world. The news of the world used to report all the news, or the transfer news, etc. And the news of the world was very good for that at that time in particular. Of course, they went downhill and they ended up being extinct. But that's what I used to do back in the day. I used to buy the newspaper on a Sunday morning, and I used to read the news, the latest transfer news, etc. So Sunday is an important day in regards to transfers, in regards to rumours, because it is the start of the week, basically. Monday is a very big day, of course, in the transfer window, leading up to Friday, of course. So excited about what's going to happen. And basically, morning, Chow, how you doing? Brighton will be a tough test for us. I agree, Chow, Brighton is a tough test. The only thing I would say is that we seem to struggle more against the teams that play the low block than the teams that attack us. Brighton will attack us. That's the difference. Brighton will try and attack us, and we thrive off that. We did beat Brighton last year, of course, but we have struggled there in the past, so we have to be up there mentally. We have to be right mentally, and we have to win, Charles. No doubt about it. We have to win. There's no chance. Look at all the other teams. They're all winning their games. All the big teams are winning their games, so we have no choice but to win our games, and that's it. That's the only way we can do it, guys. That's the only way we can do it. The news on Ugarte and Braithwaite, bro. Big up. I'm going to bring up that very soon. Audio too loud, bro. I know. I'm very mellow, guys, but basically, I will raise my I'm building my studio, top button. I'm building my studio. Thank you for the advice, though. Very, very important. But I am building my studio. I'm building it up. So it's not complete yet, and it will get better as it goes along. As long as you can hear my voice, if you want to hear my voice, as long as you can hear it, that's the most important thing, of course. Maria, good morning. How you doing, my friend? How you doing? I hope you're doing too well. I hope you're doing too well. I hope you're doing very well. Good to see you here. Now let's get into it. Manchester United, of course. Let's start with Mctominay. Scott McTominay has agreed to join Napoli, but Napoli need to sell before they buy. Napoli's the whole deal, it hinges on Napoli selling some players. Napoli apparently don't have the money to buy Scott McTominay right now. They have to sell before they buy. Now, there's a couple of players that are leaving Napoli, so that could be going through very soon. And once that happens, the Scott McTominay deal will gather momentum and he could be leaving Manchester United. Now, in my opinion, I just feel like this is never going to happen because, you know, when you get used to something and you feel that he's never going to leave, I just can't see him in another shirt. I just can't see him in a Napoli shirt and that. You just get that feeling these days. You know, you get that feeling that it's never going to happen. But it could happen. I'm 60-70% sure that Scott McTominay would join Napoli. Napoli have to sell before they buy, and that has to happen before Scott McTominay does leave the club, of course, because they can't afford it at the moment, guys. Lingham. I've been watching a clip from Mazraoui. He's insane with his passing, ability to check before he passes the ball. Mazraoui's been absolutely fantastic. The debut was absolutely fantastic. One of the man of the matches in the game. Came in the game, first game of the season, had done absolutely brilliantly. Deserves his plaudits for that. Absolutely brilliant performance, guys. Absolutely brilliant. Enjoyed his performance. And hopefully he can go from strength to strength. And hopefully we've got a bargain, 15 million. When you think about it, 15 million for Mazraoui. If he becomes a world-class defender for us, a mainstay in that team, goodness me, what a bargain that is. 15 million. And that's the thing, people were doubting him because they were looking at his price tag and people were looking at, oh, Bayern Munich, why did they sell him if he's that good? You see, life and football is multi-layered. Life is funny at the end of the day. Sometimes things just don't work out for certain players. As we know, our great Eric Cantona, it didn't work out for him many times at many different clubs. But when he went to Man United, he found his home. So at the end of the day, very delighted with Mazraoui, and I hope he can go from strength to strength, of course. Very exciting about the prospect of Mazraoui. Now, in regards to Ugarte was left out of the squad for PSG against Le Havre on Friday. So that looks very bleak for his future at PSG. As I said, I keep banging the drum about it. There's three things that could be the case if you are left out of the squad, which is suspension, injury, or you're leaving the club. It's not the other two, so he's leaving the club more or less. PSG, it's not in their best interest to keep a player that he does not want to play for the club. He's openly stated that he wants to play for Man United. He's agreed personal terms over a month ago. Now, it's up to PSG to let him out. This is a democracy at the end of the day. Free Ugarte. Hashtag free Ugarte. Hashtag free Ugarte. Let him go to Manchester United. Stop holding him back. I know that you don't want to improve a rival. We're not in the Champions League. So just let us have Ugarte and just let him free. He doesn't want to play for a team in the Farmers League, guys. Come on. He doesn't want to play for them. So let him go to Manchester United where the project is gaining momentum. Because we are gaining momentum at the end of the day. So Ugarte, that will go through. That will go through. I said I'm 80%, 85% sure that will go through. Free Ugarte, hashtag free Ugarte. We need to get that trend in, free Ugarte, because he wants to go to Manchester United. The deal is basically done, but it's PSG who are stalling on the deal. And I still believe whether it's a loan with an obligation to buy, whether it's a swap deal with Sancho, or whether it's a straight out cash offer, I think that it's going to go through next week. It's got to go through. Big up, you guys. Big up. Ashley Young got a red card. Bloody hell, Ashley Young. You know Ashley Young, yeah? Ashley Young is very sinister. He is. You remember that push on Angel Di Maria? Do you remember that into the buildings when he played for PSG against Man United? That was beautiful, though. We don't lie. We enjoyed it. We enjoyed it. Don't lie. We enjoyed it. Free Ugarte. Free Ugarte. Free Ugarte. Yes. Premier League is a farmers league. No, it's not a farmers league because all the teams do well in Europe. Over the last 10 years, the English league has been the most successful in Europe apart from Spain. Spain is the only country that can compete with England when it comes to success in Europe. If you don't get success in Europe, like France, you are called a farmers league because at the end of the day, the English league is strong, right? It is strong. It's strong. There's strong teams all the way through. The top team can lose to the bottom team, etc. So at the end of the day, when you look at the success rate of English teams in Europe, it is Spain and England. That's it. So you can't call the top two league in Europe a farmers league, guys. You can't. Free Ugarte, yes, King. Free Ugarte, free Ugarte, free Ugarte. Yes. Big up Ugarte, big up. He's going to leave the club. We'll give it a week. We'll give it a week and he'll be a Manchester United player. Don't worry. We'll give it a week, guys. We will. give it a week. Let's hope that he becomes a Manchester United player. It's what we're missing at the end of the day. It is very important that we sign Ugarte. He's the missing piece of the jigsaw. As I said yesterday, he's the shield between the defence and the midfield, and he's very important for us going forward. I believe 80% he should be a Manchester United player very, very soon. So hopefully that happens. Now, there's a lot of Sancho is second guessing his will to leave Manchester United. He's having reluctant thoughts in regards to leaving the club. He feels like he might stay. And this is a bit obvious because obviously his wage is extremely high and no one wants to buy him because of his wages, etc. No one even wants to swap him because of his astronomical wages. Now, he was left out of the squad at the weekend against, of course, against Fulham. So at the end of the day, he could be staying. And at the end of the day, unless he reduces his wages and accepts a pay cut, it's hard to get him at anywhere else. Even PSG think his wages are too much. But a deal could still be struck, but he is reluctant to leave Manchester United. He is second guessing whether he should leave the club. We do need to get rid of players that we're not going to be using next season. I mean, I rated Jadon Sancho before he signed for Manchester United. I thought he was a brilliant player, of course. I thought he was, I was advocating for Jadon Sancho to sign for Manchester United for a long time. A very long time, and he's disappointed me at the end of the day. It hasn't worked out. I know, and as I said, life is multi-layered. It's not to say that Jadon Sancho isn't a quality player. It's just that it hasn't worked out for him, and one thing led to the other, which led to the tweet, which wasn't good, of course, which is disrespectful, of course, in regards to that. Right, Chow, tell me the past 10 years, how many English clubs are going to European finals and win trophies? At the end of the day, when you look at it, Man United, there has been... Right, let's look at it. Look, there's English and Spain is the most dominant. English and Spain. So if you look at the finals, let's look at all the finals. If you look at all the finals, how many all English finals have there been? There's been, right, all English finals in the Champions League, right? There's been Tottenham against Liverpool, okay? Chelsea against Manchester City. Let's not forget that. Manchester City against Inter Milan. Right, that's 3 already. That's 30% already, right? That's 30% already. So then you had Real Madrid, Liverpool twice. So that's Spain and England, isn't it? That's 5. That's 50%, guys. And that's the Champions League. So that's 50% so far, Spain and England. And mostly England. Well, 5 of them I said are England as well. So and then when you want to put into context and you want to put into Man United went to the Europa League final. There was Chelsea, Arsenal. For all English final in the Europa League. Come on, guys. You want to really bring it in. How many guys, come on. Be fair, guys, be fair. The English is not a league. You want me to go back from 2011? Let's look at all the finals from 2011 to 2010 to 2012. Let's look from 2014. I mean, look, no, but at the end of the day, Chow, at the end of the day, it's Spain and England. You cannot call, if Spain win the Europa League or they win the Champions League, that is because of Real Madrid and Barcelona are the dominant forces in Spain, and it's not a farmers' league in Spain. You cannot call if you come second, a farmers' league at the end of the day. A farmers' league is Scotland. A farmers' league is France. A farmers' league is Holland. That is a farmers' league, right? You can't call that, especially when you're getting teams who came 5th in the league winning European Cups. Chelsea won the European Cup, right? They won the Champions League. And where did they finish in the league? And we can go way back. It's always been Spain and England, and then the scatter of Germany, scatter of Italy. It's been like that. Come on, guys, don't be like that. Don't be a xenophobe. I know that lots of people want to downplay English football. It's the best league in the world. Hi, Rashford, Mount, and Garnacho, Xerxes in. Yeah, could be next game, guys. Next game, of course. Which club is interested in Sancho, PSG or Chelsea? Both, I believe. I believe both teams are interested in Sancho. It's up to Sancho at the end of the day if he wants to go to PSG. The wages is a little bit of an issue, of course. But Sancho is second guessing, so Manchester United need to make a decision in regards to that. Of course, we had George Mendes in London trying to negotiate a deal with PSG, Manchester United and Ugarte, and lots of deals were put on the table in regards to how we're going to move forward with that. Sancho, I don't think it's going to work out for him at Manchester United. I After that spat on the media, I just don't think it is worth him. I just don't think it is worth him at the end of the day. Rashford Mount is the pass for me. Yeah, well, we have to give Mount a chance at the end of the day. I mean, I know I need Man United news. It's not Champions League chance. No, I need Man United this is Sunday. Man United have a lot of new. Of course, it's the same old, which is Sancho, Ugarte, Hojlund. The same news is repeated because these are the players that Manchester United are after, and these are the ones. Right, let me have a look. If Man City win again, Premier League official becomes a Farmers League. No, that doesn't mean it's a Farmers League. That means it's dominated by Manchester City. A Farmers League means that no team wins in Europe. Now, if Man City didn't win in Europe, then you can call it a Farmers League. But Man City dominate in Europe, and so do other English clubs. So at the end of the day, you can't call that a Farmers League. A Farmers League is a league that doesn't do well in Europe. PSG dominate the French league, but never won the Champions League. Man City have dominated the Premier League, but win the Champions League and do well and get to finals. That's the difference, right? Now, English football I say it's the best league in the world. You can't call everything a Farmers League just because you have a disdain for English people or something like that. It's not a Farmers League, guys. If you don't like English football, do you know what? There's other leagues and stuff there. It's the home of football. It's the most entertaining football. It's the most watched league in the world. Most people watch it. Did you see that video in Uganda the other day of people praying about Man United? That is English football. And we're not even the best team in England at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Farmers League? Come on, Manchester United, in the end, they're not even the champions. We're not even in the top four. And we're the most supported club in the world. How can we be a Farmers League, guys? Come on, be fair. What is the latest on Ugarte? Ugarte, of course, has openly said he wants to leave PSG. Now, rumours are that there was a spat between PSG and Ugarte and an argument that he wants to leave the club. He said, let me go, free Ugarte. At the end of the day, that's what he said. He said, let me go. So basically, he's pushing the move away from PSG and he wants to sign for Manchester United. Of course, he's already agreed personal terms with Manchester United. It's been a while. It's been over a month. And it's PSG who are holding the cards close to their chest. They don't want to let Ugarte go. Ugarte is forcing the move. Ugarte was dropped from the squad against Le Havre on Friday. So that's a big thing at the end of the day. Dropped from the squad, an important player like them. At the end of the day. It's a transfer window time. So let's talk about the transfer fan. Yeah, it's a big transfer window. We got a big week ahead, guys. 30th of August, the transfer window is shut. We got 2 weeks, probably about, what's the date today? We got around exactly 2 weeks until it shuts down. How are you doing? Hope you're doing fine. And that's it, I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. How are you doing? How's your family? I hope you're all well. Thank you for joining me this morning. It's very good to see you. Vero, ciao, the Premier is the best league in the world. Why England haven't won? Because it's English. International football is not the Premier League. The Premier League is full of foreigners and etc. And also the Premier League is extremely difficult. As I said, England have been... You want to talk about England, then you can call England the top two as well. Because England have reached 2 European finals in a row. At the end of the day, just because they don't win it doesn't mean they're crap. At the end of the day, Man United didn't win the Champions League against the great Barcelona team. Doesn't mean Man United are a farmers team, does it? It's just that we lost to a very, very good side. England don't win notoriously through history because of the league, because of the difficulty of the league, the injuries, obviously the rivals between clubs. If you understand English football, Chow, you will understand it a bit more clearer. In regards to English clubs, Liverpool, Man United, Everton, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham, the rivalries have always been incredibly strong in England. Let me just, The rivals have always been incredibly strong in England, guys. So at the end of the day, England international football is a different animal. It's completely different. You can argue why France only won two cups, 2 Champions Leagues, 2 World Cups. Why have Holland never won the World Cup? They've been a fantastic side, Holland. Produced some of the best players of all time. It's multi-layered, Chow. The Premier League, we're talking about league football though. League football is completely different. And in regards to league football, the Premier League, in my opinion, is the most watched league in the world. It's the most supported league in the world. You go around the world, you'll see English tops. I live in the UAE, you see Premier League, only see Premier League teams with their shirts on. That's all you see at the end of the day, Chow. At the end of the day, don't be deceived by xenophobic, anti-English people. At the end of the day, England's a great country, best music, best football, everything you want. So at the end of the day, don't hate on it, all right? It's only a small country at the end of the day. I know you're American, and I know you're not good at football, but look, it's a small country, all right? And you need to show a bit of respect in regards to that. Guys, Brian Fasca, ciao, Premier League, not just English players in it. Yeah, exactly. And we have to give a big shout out to the Irish. We have to give a big shout out to the Scottish, who have had a big influence on the Premier League as well. Sir Alex Ferguson, of course, absolute legend in regards to that. In regards to the Premier League, the Premier League is an international league. It's not it's not just primarily English players. You know, it's not the 1970s anymore. At the end of the day, but the league is the most competitive league in the world. It is the most competitive league in the world. This is why you get Aston Villa in the Champions League. You know what I mean? You get Aston Villa, and teams like that can compete out of the blue. You know, and teams like Man United, teams like Spurs, teams like Liverpool, not in the Champions League. Not in the Champions League. Now, when you look at the Champions League in regards to Champions League record, you've got Aston Villa, got 2 European Cups. You've got Nottingham Forest, got 2 European Cups. You've got Man United, got 3 European Cups. You've got Liverpool, got 6 European Cups. Do you know what I'm saying? Chelsea, 2 European Cups. Man City, 1 European Cup. Look at the difference in teams. Look at the difference. It's better than just Real Madrid, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Barcelona. Or who else? Bayern Munich, that's it. Or Bayern Munich and Dortmund. You know, at the end of the day, English football is a tough league, and it is a competitive league, guys. A competitive league. I can't stress how hard it is in the Premier League. And if you want to bring it into international football, because of the difficulties of the Premier League, that is why England struggle, because the league is so difficult. And everyone will say that. Exactly, Aston Villa, 2 European Cups, mate. Or 1 European Cup, mate. Yeah, I mentioned Aston Villa earlier. 1 European Cup for Aston Villa as well. English football is fantastic. Look, listen, I'm English, right? I'm going to defend England to my bone. At the end of the day, England had its faults. England has its problems. But at the end of the day, I'm English, and I'm going to defend it, because at the end of the day, the Premier League is the best league in the world. And I will argue that with anyone. I think it is the best league in the world. I do. Is the English manager who have won the Premier League? No, there isn't. But that's it. This is exactly what I'm talking about. The Premier League is not, and it doesn't have just English players and English managers at the end of the day. Just because the English Premier League is the best league in the world doesn't mean it's English. You know, it means that it's the best league in the world. It's a league full of international players, and it has the best players, and it has the most competitive football teams in the world. Of course, it has the most competitive teams in the world at the end of the day. Now, if you want to talk about Man United are English at the end of the day, without England, there's no Man United at the end of the day. So come on, guys, stop it. Unai Emery is a good manager. I like Unai Emery. Ciao. I think he's a very good manager, highly underrated as well. Do you think he's better than Arteta? Ask me that question, Chow. Do you think he's better than Arteta? Because obviously Arsenal had Arteta, so they were so pro Arteta out at the time when Emery was manager. But Arteta won the FA Cup with Emery's team at the end of the day. It was Emery's team, wasn't it? Big up, Sniper Man. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Yeah, that is the Arteta. Good evening. I do as well, Chow. I do. I think Arteta is not a bad manager. I think he's extremely annoying, but I just feel like he's a bit of a bottler in regards to going over the line. You know what? When you have to have that little bit about you to get over the line. Emery has proven he can win in Europe. He's won in the cups. He's won Spanish cups. You know, so he has won a lot of trophies. So he's a very good, very underrated manager, in my opinion. I do believe that. I think he is. Fair play to him. He's done very well at Aston Villa, and Aston Villa are going to have a big season this season, of course. They won their first game of the season. I felt that was a very good win against West Ham. It was a hard win yesterday against West Ham, 2-1. West Ham are a very difficult team. Of course, they signed a lot of players in there for Grug, and they've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka as well, Todibo as well. So to win that, yeah, trust me. Arteta needs to form his own tactics. Absolutely. Do you know what, Sniper Man? You hit the nail on the head in regards to that, because at the end of the day, in regards to yourself, you have to have an element of originality around you. If people see you, and people do see Arteta as the copy and paste Pep, if people see you as that, you're never going to get away from that. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit like when Tuchel came into Chelsea. And when I saw Tuchel, I thought when he managed Dortmund, I felt like he was trying to imitate. What was not Tuchel. Sorry, I'm getting confused. Think about what's that manager's name who used to manage Chelsea, the Portuguese fella. What's his name? Not Jose Mourinho, the other one. What was his name? He managed Zenit St. Petersburg. Guys in the chat, remind me what his name was. Remind me what his name was. The one who managed Zenit St. Petersburg and he managed Chelsea. What was his name? Portuguese fella. I forgot. Not Jose Mourinho. I'm thinking about another one. Let me just find his name, because I felt that this manager copied Jose Mourinho's swagger. Completely copied his swagger. And when you copy a manager's complete, utter demeanour, his complete mannerism, you know, people don't take you seriously because you lack an element of originality. It's like music, when you copy someone, you know, people say, oh, you're copying that. You lack that element of originality, do you know what I mean? And I think that's what I believe anyway. Which position do you think Man U will finish this season? And Dassi, can I be totally honest with you, my friend? I think we'll finish number one. Big up Spain, by the way. Yeah, Spain have a very good manager. Very good. And they brought him through the youth as well. It's funny enough that I end up dreaming about football sometimes. You know, have you ever dreamt about football? Has football ever come in your dreams? I had a dream last night about football. And you know Lee Carsley, which is the new England manager, of course, he's on interim manager now that Southgate has been obviously sacked. I had a dream he lost his first game 3-1. I don't know why it was, and people were saying, oh, what crap tactics, blah, blah, blah. And I had a dream that he lost his first game 3-1. I don't know who it was against, but England lost well. And I was like, I don't know why I dreamed of that. It's crazy, isn't it, when you have these mad dreams about football, you know? Maybe I'm thinking about football too much. Tony, you're an absolute legend. I hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for the stream, as always. That's the one. You've got it. You got it. Craig, Andre Villas-Boas. Yes, that's the one. Absolutely. I felt, Craig, thanks for joining the stream, by the way. Hope you're having a fantastic morning. I felt that his swagger was too Jose Mourinho-esque. Not esque, but Jose Mourinho-like. He was very Jose Mourinho-like. I felt like he copied his swagger, his demeanour, the way he was, the way his mannerism was. I felt even Graham Potter did that. You know, did you know that Jose Mourinho, I believe Jose Mourinho influenced a lot of managers after that. And so did obviously Pep now. Pep has done that. But I felt Jose Mourinho is influencing a lot of managers the way their swagger is. Because when Jose Mourinho came in, he was very arrogant. He had this demeanour, he had this aura about him that was very confident. I liked him, to be honest with you. I did like him at the end of the day, Jose Mourinho. I thought he was infectious. And he was had a very good personality. It was different, refreshing to the Premier League. And I felt when he came in the first time, I felt like he was brilliant, man. I did think he was brilliant. And I was a little bit jealous that Chelsea had him, but at the end of the day, we had the great Sir Alex Ferguson, so I couldn't complain. Anyway, can I link a video here? It's very funny about Man United. I'm not too sure, mate. As long as it's not copyright, I don't want to get my channel banned. What you can do, mate, what I'll do, if you can DM it to me on Twitter, I'll try and bring it into the next show. I'll definitely bring it into the next show. If you can do that for me, that'd be fantastic. I just need to get the copyright thing. Don't want my channel to get demonetized and stuff like that, of course. So at the end of the day, if you want a video, just send it to me via the because yesterday, Sniper Man, I posted a video on with the goal of Xerxes, and they did. You know what it is, right? It's Sky Sports. Sky Sports, they're after every single one. They don't want anyone to take any kind of glory in regards to posting videos or getting views, etc. They take it down straight away. And my TikTok got temporarily suspended because I posted a video, and that's what happens, you know. So if you could DM me with the link to the video, I will do it, and I'll try and bring it on the next show, Sniper Man. Big up though. Anything for the channel, man. You guys, you can help a lot in regards to that. If you see anything that you think would be good on the show, bring it in, man. Bring it in. I've got a lot of big things coming on this channel, of course. great things in regards to collaborations, even with musicians. I've got musicians, I've got actors coming on, and I've got obviously journalists coming on as well. So really excited about the future. Brian, how you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Easy to forget Chelsea managers had so many. Look, yeah, Chelsea have had so many managers. They have more managers in the last 10 years than we've had in our whole history. Although we are getting there in regards to managers at the moment. We are getting there in regards to sacking managers, etc. It's sad in a way though, because I didn't feel like Man United would become that team. That's why I'm so behind Ten Hag, and I'm so behind the Ten Hag project. I see something in Ten Hag, and I feel like he can bring us to where we want to be. He's not perfect. He makes mistakes. He's a little bit stubborn. He shows favouritism. But what manager does? I will argue at that point to anyone. Every manager has their favourites. Every manager is stubborn. The great Sir Alex Ferguson was stubborn at the end of the day. He was stubborn. He had his favourites at the end of the day, and he played them over and over again when we said this player should play, this player didn't get the opportunity, etc. He was. And the way he treated Beckham and Stam and that, some may say that was biased because other players got away with a lot more, etc. So every manager has their bias, but I'm very excited. Yeah, I'm very excited. Yeah, just send it to me, DM it to me, mate, DM it to me, because obviously this channel is new, and I don't want people to take it down, but I'm definitely going to use it. If you send it to me, I can edit it and stuff like that in my way. I'll edit it. Trust me, I'll pull it through the Manta and stuff. So I'll make sure that it gets played. Good morning from Nigeria. Big up Octic Bay. How you been? I haven't seen you for a while. Tyrell, love the name Tyrell, famous name. How you been anyway? How's a great Nigeria? I hope you're doing well. I hope you enjoyed the game. The Man United game the other day. It wasn't a spectacle, but Man United played okay, didn't they? They didn't do too badly. Big up yourself. Big up Sniper, man. Thank you so much, my brother. But I do appreciate these things, man. I do appreciate it. If you could send them to me, it'd be good for the channel. I'm building the channel up, as you know. People talking about, oh, this and that is wrong with the channel. This, you got to do this, you got to do that. It's building up, guys. I'm not the BBC. I'm not none of that. So at the end of the day, I've moved to the UAE. I'm bringing everything. I'm building everything as we go, and hopefully that everything will be absolutely spot on. But before you know it, especially as the channel develops, as this community develops, as this community increases, and as you guys are the originals, you will always be here at the forefront of this channel. You will always be the guys, the elite people at the forefront. Do you know where a website to purchase vintage United shirts? Just go online, go on Google, mate. But at the end of the day, be careful, because you do get a lot of bootleg shirts. So you have to be careful. I haven't bought a shirt in a while now. There used to be a shop in London I used to go to, which is one of the big ones. Let me find this shop for you. One second, Chow. Let me find it for you, because there was a shop in London. Probably they do international delivery. Football jerseys, London, Shoreditch. It was in Shoreditch. Football jerseys, Shoreditch. So there was one there, and they sell all the latest ones there. Yeah, home of football shirts, classic football shirts. Go to classicfootballshirts.co.uk. But that's the UK one, of course. That is the UK. But hopefully they do sell, they do deliver to America. They do deliver to other countries like that. But classicfootballshirts.co.uk. I used to buy my shirts from there in regards to classic ones. They have the legitimate ones. They also have the Cantona ones, all them ones that you can buy. Brilliant. I love the old classic shirts though. I do have the old classics. But luckily, over the years, when I've been supporting Man United, I bought the originals. So when they came out, I bought them. So I still have them at the end of the day. But don't worry, during this season, I will be giving away some of my shirts. I'll be doing competitions. I've got some original ones that I don't wear anymore, but they are the original ones. When I bring them back from London, I've got a lot of shirts. I've got about 100 shirts, Man United shirts in London. Well, not that many, but I've got about 40, 50 Man United shirts in London, and I can bring them and we could do a competition. Big up, Randy. How you doing? Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Big up, Chow. I'm verified, and only verified people can message you on X. I'm not verified, and only verified people can message you on X. Are you sure about that? Is that, I didn't know that. Only verified people can message me on X. Let me see what I can do about that, Sniper Man. Let me see. Let me have a look at this. Only verified people can message. What about if I follow you? Am I following you, Sniper Man? Am I following you? Yes. What's your name on Twitter? Is it Sniper Man? Is it Sniper Man on Twitter? Snipe. Because I don't know. I didn't know that, to be honest. This is the first I'm hearing that. I didn't know that. I like, mate. Wow, you got a hell of a handle, my friend. ATS. ATSYT123. ATSYT123. That looks like a fake account. You fake. I'm not following you. Let me follow you. I'm following you now, mate. Yeah, I'm following you now, mate. Sniper Man, I'm following you. See if you can message me now. I'm following you now, so there you might be able to message me the video now. You might be able to do it, of course. So if that happens, I could bring the video in later on in the show, and we can have a laugh. What's your name, Chow, on Twitter? Is it Chow? Yeah, just message it to me. Brilliant, thank you. I didn't know I wasn't following you. Yeah, I'll look at it later, Chow. Thank you so much. Let me have a look at it now. Let me have a look at the video. You've sent a link. Better not be spam. Better not try and hack me. Right, let me have a look. Let's have a look at this. Ah, yeah. Ahmed. By the way, have you heard of a guy called Mamani? Mamani's a great cartoonist. I've had him on my show. He's the best, honestly. He does things like this as well. God, who's that in the background with the hair? Who is that? I'm gonna bring this in. I'm definitely gonna bring this in. I've got to try and save it onto my system, and then I'll do it. I see his videos. Yeah, he's a friend of mine. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. He's going to be doing some work for my channel soon, so I'm really looking forward to work with him. Do you know Omar Mamani? Yes, I know Omar Mamani. If you go to Stretford Post, Omar Mamani, write that in Stretford Post, YouTube. I've interviewed him, Sniper Man. We've spoken. We're friends. He's gonna be doing some work for me on the show, of course. I'll send you the link to that. I'll send you the link to Stretford Post and Omar Mamani, of course. Stretford Post and Omar Mamani from back in the day, but we've known each other for a while. Hopefully, we will be doing some collaborations with each other very, very soon, of course. And hopefully, I'll get back on the channel very soon, of course. Yeah, I know Omar Mamani. Let me have a look. Yeah, let's have a look at this. Omar Mamani. I'll just get this. It's on there. It was a couple of years ago though, but here we go. I'm going to send it to you now, Sniper Man. I'm going to send it to you now. I'll send you the link to the interview. There you go. Yeah, so at the end of the day, thank you so much, Sniper Man. That's brilliant. Yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, that's good. Lingham, we're going to play Brighton next day. Played well against Everton. We have to be composed and not lose the ball all day. Push us. They have a good outfit. I think that Brighton are a very dangerous team, Lingham. Absolutely agree. I think we have to be very careful at the end of the day. And we have to be careful if Brighton, because we have had a weird record at the Amex. We have lost there in the past. We have won there last season, but that was in the end of the season, so they had nothing to play for. This time they have something to play for. So at the end of the day, it can be, at the end of the day, we have to be on our toes, and we have to win the game. I have no doubt we have to win the game, of course, because all the other teams are winning. Yeah, Charles, don't forget, let me know what your handle is. I will follow you, mate. I will follow you. Let me know if you do. What's your handle on Twitter? I will follow you as well, guys. I didn't know Omar was this old. Omar's not old. Omar's been around. He's been around, but he's not old. But the thing with Omar, guys, I'm a cartoonist, right? Have you met Angry Ginge? Not yet, mate. Not yet. I haven't met Angry Ginge. I've met Mark Goldbridge. I've met Rance. I've met Flex. I've met all these dudes in the past. Who else have I met in the past as well? I've had Saeed on the show. I've had a few people on the show and stuff. I haven't met Angry Ginge yet. No, I haven't gone out my way to go and meet him. No, not at all. I didn't know him. As I was saying, I was a cartoonist originally. As growing up, I was a cartoonist, and I'd done a lot of cartoon work when I was younger, and I drew. So I was very interested in Omar Mamani. I love videos like that. I love cartoons like that. I absolutely love it because I am a cartoonist, of course. But I do love things like that. Absolutely. Thank you, Sniper Man. Absolutely. But in regards to Manchester United, we're going to go back to the transfer news and what's going on in regards to Manchester United. Hopefully, it is a big day for Manchester United. Of course, Sunday. Rumours do start leaking, of course they do, and Ugarte, this is getting a bit tasty in regards to Ugarte. This whole issue with Ugarte, Manchester United and PSG, it's getting a little bit tasty. It's getting a little bit aggressive, so to speak, and a bit hostile, so to speak, because Ugarte wants to leave PSG. PSG are playing hardball. PSG don't believe in democracy. They're keeping him as a prisoner, basically a prisoner, at PSG. And they don't want it to let him leave, and this is a big issue at the end of the day. And they're gonna have to let him leave sooner or later because they can't keep an asset that doesn't want to play for the club. It's not, but business-wise, it's not the best thing to do, business-wise. Definitely. I had a dream about Obi Martin going to Chelsea. That's it about football dreams. Oh, mate, allow that, mate. Allow that. He's not going to Chelsea, mate. Don't worry about that. Yeah, bro, we are right. We need to be well composed against Brighton, and we must not lose guard at all if we want to win the match. And exactly, Tyrell, if we don't mind me calling you Tyrell. At the end of the day, Brighton is a tough team, and they're going to go after us, and we have to be ready. We cannot drop points, and the reason we cannot drop points is because everyone else is winning. You have to look at teams like Man City and Arsenal. Will Man City and Arsenal win that game? Most likely, yes. So we have to go there, and we have to win that game, of course. Hojlund update, when will he be available? I believe Hojlund will be in the squad against Brighton. That's my prediction. He'll be in the squad. I don't think he'll start. I think he'll be on the bench against Brighton, hopefully. If not, it's the game after. It's not that serious, but it's more serious than we first thought. He has missed a few weeks now, so it is more serious than we first thought. The pre-season has done more damage than good at the end of the day. We're better off not having a pre-season at the end of the day when we're thinking about it. We're better off not having a pre-season with the mess that it's caused us, of course. Of course, guys. But hopefully it'll be in the bench. Good morning, Dental Lab. Good morning, how you doing, Rainbow Dental Lab? Good to see you here, back again. Thank you so much for joining the streams. Yeah, so Ugarte, hopefully next week will be the big week, and hopefully they will finally let him off his chains. My feeling is, and it is a bit of a fear for me, is that they're going to wait until the last minute of the transfer window, which is the 29th of August. They're going to wait till then, trying to squeeze Man United out for 6 weeks. No, I think it's going to be less than that. I'm hearing he's recovering well, Brian. I think he's recovering well. But if that will be 6 weeks. After 2 weeks, I think he will. He's been out for a month already, I think. But at the end of the day, Hojlund needs to be back. He's going to be back, mate. He's going to be back. I think he's recovering well. He'll be back by Brighton on the bench. Remember this, Brian. Remember this. Remember what I'm saying to you. He'll be back on the bench by Brighton. But at the end of the day, he's not fit. He's got to be match fit as well. So that's a big thing as well when you've got to keep into context what about match fitness, etc. But it's annoying though, isn't it? It is annoying. It is annoying that we got these players injured. We haven't been able to play these players. We do miss a striker up front. I think Hojlund is going to be a great striker. I don't know what you think. I think he's going to be an absolutely brilliant striker in the future. I think he's going to be a brilliant player. I think he's going to develop into a world-class striker. I do believe that. I think he's got the attributes. I think he's got the strength, the speed. I think he's very good, and he's got an eye for goal. I do believe that. And we saw that in the Champions League last season, how good he was. There were a lot of fans, so-called fans, that were criticising him, of course, and saying that he's not good enough, and saying that, you know, he's not going to be that. People were calling him a bum. They were calling him a fraud and stuff. I don't appreciate that when you talk about young players at Man United, when you refer to them as those sort of names. I think that shows more about you than the player. It shows about your respect for the team. You know, like those same people were calling Ten Hag a bald fraud and people like that. Disgraceful, in my opinion. Absolutely. Good morning, Sanjay. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you on the stream. Hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. I hope you are. Lindelof is injured. Yeah, injured. You know what? Do you know what? Injured. Exactly, Randy. You know what? How many times has this happened, Randy? How many times have we had players injured during the transfer window? How many times during the transfer window have we had players injured? It's like they're doing it by purpose. It's sinister. And you look at the way he's holding the crutches as well. It's so fake. It's fake. I don't want to say anything sinister, but I just feel like he's trying his luck. He knows he's getting paid a huge amount of money, and he wants to stay here for the rest of the season. Doesn't want to be sold, and he doesn't want to answer back to Man United. Yeah, he does need to improve his first touch. Yeah, absolutely, Chow, he does. But he's young. He can do that. He can improve. That's the good thing about it. Let's have a look. Lies around me. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. How long for your Euros back? 3 months, mate. At least. Then you have to think about rehabilitation. You have to think about basically his fitness, his match fitness, etc., 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 etc. Big up, Randy. Hojlund and with Rud's mentoring GM will be, Hojlund with Ruud van Nistelrooy will be absolutely fire because Ruud van Nistelrooy I think he's the best finisher I've ever seen at Man United. I do think he is. And he will teach Hojlund well. He's the best. So Ruud van Nistelrooy will improve Hojlund 100%. It's great to have Ruud van Nistelrooy aboard, of course. Manchester United legend. It's great to have him in the coaching team. When you see Ruud van Nistelrooy, I don't know about you, but don't you feel an air of confidence? You feel an air of relief that we've got a proper coach who can teach these strikers how to put the ball in the net. Now, when I saw Xerxes' goal against Fulham, it was such a good finish, and it reminded me of Ruud van Nistelrooy. I don't know about you, but it did remind me of Ruud van Nistelrooy somewhat. It does. It's exciting that we have Ruud van Nistelrooy. We want Hojlund to be fit, and we're the only one who could score a goal. And people forget that about Hojlund last season. He scored a lot of goals in a team that was struggling to score goals and create. So if that doesn't say how good Hojlund is, I don't know what does at the end of the day. Now, people can have their critique about certain players, but when a player is young, the transfer fee is not his fault. When a player is young, you've got to show an element of understanding about the situation. He scored goals in the Champions League, for crying out loud, the biggest competition in the world. He scored goals in the Champions League. Now, we had certain fan cams for certain personalities that have been calling Hojlund a bum, that have been calling him various names and stuff. I don't appreciate that at the end of the day, but I don't think these are Man United fans. If you're talking about a young player like that, and of course our DNA is with the youth and with bringing through youth courage, success, etc. I don't think you are really a United fan if you're insulting young players like that. You're insulting, like calling manager a bald fraud and things. When he's obviously not, because he won an FA Cup with, and the problems that he had last season. It's annoying in one way that we have so-called personnel that use the name Manchester United to try and get leverage, to try and get money and stuff like that, which they do, and unfortunately this does happen in this industry at the end of the day. And this is why I come back to the fan cam channel, to the fan cam scene. It's because I wanted to give an honest opinion, and I wanted to give a real Manchester United's opinion, and I want to speak to real Manchester United fans. You see, a lot of these fan cams are not, unfortunately. If we don't sell Scott McTominay, we should keep him as a striker number 3. As a youth, he played mostly as a striker, and Ruud can help improve in his game. Lies around me, absolutely, very, very good point. In regards to Scott McTominay, if he doesn't leave, I personally feel he will, but Napoli need to sell to buy. So Napoli have a couple of players that they need to sell before they can afford Scott McTominay at the end of the day. But if Scott McTominay does, yes, it is important that we keep him as a second striker. What I don't want to see is Scott McTominay in the midfield. I don't want to see him in the midfield as a starter, right? At the end of the day, if you're going to use Scott McTominay as a substitute, as a player you could throw on if we're losing the game, then great. But I don't want to promote survival football. If we want to proceed and we want to progress in regards to being a championship challenging team, we need to learn how to dominate games. It's very, very rare you see a Man City chasing games, throwing players up front. We need to learn how to control games. We need to learn how to keep the ball, and we need to learn how to dominate teams. This throwing a player on at the end, grab a last-minute goal, it doesn't work long term. It's survival football, and I wouldn't be opposed to keeping Scott McTominay as a striker, but at the end of the day, I would like to see him sold so we get the money, so we can invest it in the team. And in the team, that means a player that can help us control games, because that's what we need to do. We need to control games, guys. Yeah, he was leading the Champions League for goals and was the youngest Premier League player to score in 6 competitive games, a very little service. Exactly, Alex, exactly that. And if that doesn't show you potential, then I don't know what shows you potential. I don't know what does. I mean, if you still hate on Hojlund after that, then you're just a hater. At the end of the day, if people refer back to Cristiano Ronaldo's early days at Man United, the guy was scoring 2-3 goals a season. He wasn't creating. Famously, Ruud van Nistelrooy didn't like playing with Ronaldo. It was like that. There was an argument between the two. They didn't accept each other because Ronaldo couldn't assist and Ronaldo couldn't score, and he was just doing stepovers. Young players need to be nurtured in the team. We haven't had an opportunity to nurture Rasmus Hojlund into the team. We haven't had an opportunity to slowly bring him in. We've had to play him from the start. So inconsistency is going to happen, especially with a young player. I'm so glad somebody else is seeing Scotty as a striker. Yeah, Scotty is a striker. He started off as a striker, as my friend here lies around me said. If Ugarte come in, who will be on the bench? Mainu, Casemiro. Casemiro, mate. Casemiro will be on the bench. Ugarte will start. Mainu can't be on the bench. But the great thing about this is that we can rotate. We can rotate. There are 60, 70 games this season. We can rotate the team 110%, and that would be fantastic for the team, the fitness of the team, instead of burning players out to the ground. Alex, Scott McTominay only scored so many goals last season because Hojlund got doubled up on. Let Scott free in the box. Yeah, that is very true. Alex, very good point. That is true. We need Hojlund up there to help Scott McTominay get free. Now, Scott McTominay almost got in the way of Xerxes' goal at the weekend. Look, at the end of the day, Scott McTominay represents survival football. If you want to dominate a game, Scott is not your guy. He hides from the ball, he hides behind players, etc. He's not your guy. If you want to dominate the game, we need to learn how to dominate the game. Exactly. Randy, Maureen made him a midfielder. Yeah, I'll never forgive Jose Mourinho for that. Absolutely not. Absolutely. That was wrong of Jose. Hojlund scored 16 goals, and as a first season, as a young player coming into a big club at Man United, and we all know how heavy that shirt is of Man United, to score that many goals is fantastic. Young players are always going to struggle. They're always going to be inconsistent. But that's the whole point of growing up. Garnacho was inconsistent, and Mainu can sometimes be inconsistent, So at the end of the day, you have to be patient with young players. And by having a big squad, it helps develop young players because we can leave them out, we can rest them, we can spend more time on a training field with them at the end of the day. So yeah, 100%. Lies man, the difference between teams playing United and teams playing others is every team playing United is a cup final. Exactly. That's why there's no easy games for United. And it's always been like that. Lies around me. It's always been like that. Throughout the last 30 years, especially 40 years, Manchester United have always been a cup final to teams. You look at the way Fulham played the other day. You look away when teams like Burnley come to Old Trafford, Southampton come to Old Trafford. You see these teams that they raise their game because they want to prove a point. Manchester United are still the biggest club in England in the Premier League, one of the biggest clubs in the world, and teams want to get one over us. When they play Man City, it's not quite the same thing. It's not quite the same thing, because Man City are not historically a big club. They're not. And at the end of the day, they feel like, we just lose this game. We just lose this game. They're a good team. We lose this game. But Man United is the one we want to go after. Because Man United are the one with the history. Man United are the ones who put the Premier League on the map. Man United are the ones who helped the Premier League prosper and helped attract foreign owners to own football clubs like Manchester United, like Manchester City, of course. So at the end of the day, that's why they want to beat Man United. Because we are the pioneers. We are the pioneers. And they, as much as they hate to admit it, if Man United left the Premier League right now, as the Premier League would become a farmers' league. Because no one will be, the money would not come in. Man United bring in so much money to the Premier League. If Man United left the Premier League right now, the league would be over. And if Man City left the league, no one would care. The league wouldn't suffer. That goes to show you a lot, isn't it? Really. Brian, Ronaldo the first season was not great, but look what happened to him in his best the world. Look what happened best in the world with Messi. Ronaldo worked to get where he is. He played in a very weak team. I remember he played with David Bellion and players such as that. Do you remember? And I feel like Ronaldo grew into that Manchester United team, and he developed into that Manchester United team and became the best player in the world. And he was the best player in the world, in my opinion, for a long time. Especially carrying. He did carry Man United at times. And at the end of the day, especially during 2004, 2005, we were not great, and he struggled, and a lot of the team did struggle, but he did bring us forward. He started to bring us forward in regards to 2005, 2006. That's when he started to get really good. And I felt like he became the best player in the world around 2007, 2008. I thought he was. He was unstoppable, unplayable. Man United were unplayable as well. What and how team raise the game for Man United? Always the game that plays after United. They always want to lose. Watch this season. Yeah, exactly. Don't be surprised if Fulham lose 3-4-0 the next game. That's what I said. I always say that they put all their energy towards the Man United game. But that's the part of being a Man United fan. We get this as Man United fans. We get that these teams want to beat us, and that's because we're the biggest club in the world. Still to this day, we are the biggest club in the world, and no one can match that with us. No one can deny that of us. I always worried losing moments like it, but Mazraoui, he's mine. Maserati, love that. Maserati, Randy. He played excellently. We have to praise Mazraoui. He was absolutely fantastic on his debut. And I saw him drifting into the midfield as well. Did you see him drifting into the midfield? Playing right back, playing left back. Very versatile. I was very impressed with him. I felt, in theory, he was man of the match at the end of the day. Because when you weigh it up, it was his first game of the season at the end of the day. And you have to praise him for that. Absolutely brilliant performance. And we have to praise him for that. And it's very exciting as well. And we only bought him for 15 million. You see, life is multi-layered. Just because they failed at one club, that doesn't mean they're going to fail at United. At the end of the day, he signed for Bayern Munich because he was a good player. Now, it doesn't automatically become a bad player overnight. Bayern Munich needed the money, they sold him, and they've done a deal with us with De Ligt and him, and I think it's going to be a fantastic season for De Ligt and Mazraoui. I absolutely do. I think it's going to be a brilliant season. I think it's going to be a Stam-esque season for De Ligt. Not like a treble, but with trophies. He's a baller, absolutely, Randy. Absolutely, he's a baller, absolute baller. I'm very happy with Mazraoui. I'm looking forward to seeing more of him. Of course, it's going to be more difficult games coming up. It's going to be Brighton coming up. See, this is why the Premier League is so hard. You don't get Brighton away in other Premier League games, in other leagues. You know what I mean? And teams like that, you know, it's very difficult. You got difficult teams everywhere. Then you got Spurs. Then you got Newcastle, and then you got Chelsea, and then you don't even mention Arsenal, Liverpool, and Man City. Mazraoui is good, best buy of the season. I'm calling it, absolutely, mate. Love the positivity. I'm calling it. I think he will be one of the best buys of the season. Turns out Bayern Munich rejects our class players. It's like they handpick Europe's best players or something. Bayern Munich are a funny team at the moment. I don't know what's going on with Bayern Munich. They were very well run for so many years, but they seem to be going off the radar. They seem to be going off the cliff at the moment in regards to their decisions. Eric Dyer, for example, selling De Ligt. And there was a big revolt around De Ligt, selling De Ligt. There was a protest with the fans that they didn't want to sell De Ligt, you know, and it's very weird, isn't it? Mazraoui record is a concern. It is a concern, Mazraoui, Chow. Hopefully it gets better. Hopefully we don't see it. Because we've had a lot of players who've had injury records, like Varane, of course, Casemiro. We don't need injuries. The last thing I want to hear about now is injuries, because last season we really suffered when we had injuries. And this is why we need a squad, though. It's why we need a squad at the end of the day. If we can get a left back in, we can play Dalot right back. We can play, obviously, a Kadioglu left back as well. You know, if we got a Kadioglu, or Humaso if we got a Humaso. Brian, please like the video for Sal Top Guy. Thank you so much, Brian. Big love to you, my man. Thank you so much. It is important that you get people to subscribe. Please get people to like the video. So important for the algorithms and all that, and for the community to grow, and for the channel to grow, and for us to get up the table of popularity. When you turn on your TV, when you turn on your computer, and you go to YouTube, you see the videos there. That's what it's all about. Seeing Stretford Post, seeing Chatterbox, seeing Breaking Dawn there at the top. That's what we need to do, because that's when it elevates, and that's when, like a snowball effect, it will start happening. So you guys are absolute legends for joining me today. Absolute brilliant show. Big love to all of you for joining me. Don't forget to smash a like. Please don't forget to subscribe. Really enjoyed it. We'll be back later for Chatterbox, of course. If nothing else breaks, as usual, if something does break, I will come on and give you the latest news, of course, for the show. Managerial has got bad injury problems. His injuries were one to keep an eye on, and the injury was on a heart condition. Nothing could be anything about, really. Was it a heart condition that he had? I remember Kanu having a heart condition, a heart problem before. But hopefully we can work that out, and we can sort that out in regards to that. Hopefully, God forbid, you know. At the end of the day, I hope he's well, and I hope he's fit, and I hope he's blessed at the end of the day. Big up Mazraoui. I hope he has a fantastic season. Had a brilliant first game of the season. Absolutely man of the match, probably. So let's hope he moves on from strength to strength. Of course, Maria, even Maguire deserves man of the match. Also Casemiro, they all were good. But most important, the football and the goal, that we need Hojlund. Absolutely, Maria, very good point. But we did miss Hojlund. If Hojlund played, we probably would have won 3 or 4-0. Let's be real. We would have won 3 or 4-0. Or even 5-1, which was my prediction. 5-1. Don't want to upset anyone, but 5-1 was my prediction. And I thought we could have won 5-1 at the end of the day. Guys, thank you so much for joining me, absolute legends. I will be back for Chatterbox, of course, later on in the day. Hopefully we get some news. Hopefully we get some breaking news within today and the next few days. It's a bit very exciting. Shout out to you guys around me. Big up yourself. Thank you so much for joining me. Absolute legend. Don't forget to spread the video, spread the channel. You guys are brilliant. Absolutely. I remember people saying they didn't want Olise because of his injury record. No one said it once. Buying bought it. Yeah, bye-bye, Pete's. Bye-bye. Have a great day. Yeah, at the end of the day, Alex, and when it's Man United, things get gaslighted and stuff like that. Things get highlighted in regards to Manchester United players. They bring up every little thing. Oh, did you know he once stole a chocolate from a corner shop? Things like that. Do you know what I mean? That's what they do when it's Man United concerned. But we let the haters hate. Hated, adored, never ignored. Guys, thank you so much for joining the show. Much love to you. See you later. Peace.